What's up, ladies and gentlemen? And you're welcome. Welcome back to Two Beers and a Whiskey. Today we're drinking Dark Swan Sour Ale. Where'd you get this from, Pedro?
Weiss.
Because according to everyone that I've talked to, they got rid of all their rare
They
beers.
me and Watson encountered a table full of probably the stuff they're gonna getting ready to send to wherever the fuck they send it to.
I named it the Table of Treasures.
Yes, the table of treasures. And Watson eyeballed this, and he stated, "I will drink this," so I bought it. Because sometimes, Watson, I love you, but sometimes you're infuriating to buy anything for in regards
What is
to
this blue liquid?
in regards to a
Kool-Aid.
consumption of alcohol or food. So I was like, Watson committed to it. I got him now.
I would drink this. It's pretty sad that we have to go by how he lives, isn't it?
It is. But we love him. He's our baby boy.
He's our baby boy. That's right. To my right is Watson.
Mudflap Thompson.
No, we already used Mudflap.
I like Mudflap. That's a good one.
He's the Mudflap.
Sounds like someone you like in a biker bar. You don't want to get
Ooh, it's
in a fight
purple.
with.
It's purple beer.
Like, you don't want to fuck with Mudflap. You see what happened to the last guy who fucked with Mudflap? We don't talk about it. That's how bad it
If
was.
Watson was an Avenger, he'd be the Ant-Man.
That's a good Avenger.
What's not?
Yeah, Paul Rudd's a handsome man.
Yeah, Paul Rudd.
Ant-Man was a great movie. Thank you.
There we go. Dark Swan Sour Ale. Pedro, why do you do this? First off, sour ales aren't even supposed to really have a head.
I do what I want. It's Latino privilege.
That's awful.
Don't judge me.
I am judging
Let's pour the rum too. Before we
you.
get this.
You mean the whiskey?
It's rum.
That's definitely rum.
Oh, is it wrong?
Yeah, it's Captain Morgan private stock.
There you go. Captain Morgan's private stock.
Because remember, we established that we hate whiskey.
You wouldn't drink it last time. You fucking pussed out.
Yeah, because it was awful whiskey. How does that make you feel?
Probably poor idea in retrospect to start a podcast.
I don't even know what we were drinking.
Whiskey
I don't even know what we were drinking.
when one of us here hates whiskey.
What's rum now, Pedro? We're doing rum today. Here you go.
At my request.
At your request.
Yes.
He wanted rum, and I knew just the rum.
Because Watson says it doesn't always have to be whiskey. I'm like, oh, okay. Because we've already broken that rule when we just drank meat on the podcast.
That was like.
But you can't say 2 beers and a liquor because that's weird.
Yeah.
2 beers and a whiskey.
Nah, I'm not doing it.
Just do
All
it,
right.
Pedro. Do it for me. Come on,
Pour
sweetheart.
the liquor, Pedro.
You guys are what? I'm nervous.
We're waiting. The whole world is waiting on your eventual success of pouring this liquor.
And it's not going well. There we go.
You know, you're a man that I would expect to have a good pour.
No.
Disappointed.
All right. So apparently TBAW challenge is going on break for a little bit. Watson couldn't pick up a comic book and read it.
You didn't do your shit either. Don't give me your shit.
Oh, you mean my 30-hour challenge?
I don't give a fuck what it was. You didn't do it. You haven't done like the last 4.
The last 4, sir. I think your
No, you bailed on Legacy of Goku.
calculations are a little
Yeah,
messed
you-
up.
And Moulin
Seeing as
Rouge.
Seeing as how, even with Pedro's questionable point, I'm still in the lead. Okay. Even if you count the point, you could say I'm 2 points ahead. He's an asterisk next to one of his points. Sir, you've only done like 1 or 2 challenges.
Yeah, but one of yours should be revoked.
You have
The wine should be revoked.
You never finished that bottle.
that wasn't in the challenge.
Drink a bottle of
My
wine.
expectation
No, it
was
wasn't.
for you to kill the bottle.
The challenge was drink it after work, which I did. That was the challenge.
I want to review this, Pedro.
You can review all you want. That was the challenge. Also, Watson, you're still the running favorite to lose.
This is true.
Aren't I ahead of Pedro?
No, you are in dead last
I think
place.
we're either tied or I'm ahead of you.
Yeah, you're tied if Pedro doesn't count his questionable point.
I'm like the Barry Bonds of the podcast.
Asterisk, yeah. That asterisk is getting quite large every episode we record, Pedro. I just want you to know that.
Anyone try the beer yet?
Nope.
Let's try the beer. Huh?
Uh-huh. Here we go.
The fuck are we drinking?
Watson's not going to toast. Okay, here we go. Let's go.
Salud to myself.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, okay. Left
It's okay.
hanging.
It's
Okay,
okay.
that's where we're at.
Tastes like
It's like an IPA mixed with a.
That's not bad. Okay, yeah, it's not. Yeah.
It's whatever.
All right, okay.
it's not very sour. It's
Well,
called a sour ale, but it's not that
It's
sour.
probably been sitting forever.
It's from the
Lagunitas.
One Hitter series.
That's a shitty name for a series.
And we'll fucking hit the mark right on. 'Cause I've never seen this.
All right, Lagunitas, you've made a passable beer. I'm not gonna drink it every day. Maybe do better next time, but this time it's all right. So I guess we're just gonna jump right into topics. Did you gentlemen bring topics to the table?
I did.
Who wants to go first?
I
lead
will.
out this.
Watson's got to lead up.
Okay, go ahead, Watson.
No, sure. I don't want to step on your feet.
Okay, because
We've stepped on all our toes.
as we delve deeper into consuming different beers and different types of liquor, what was the first beer you consumed? And then caveat to that question: what was the first beer you were loyal to, that had earned your loyalty?
I have a good story with this.
Oh,
I didn't drink until my 21st birthday.
beta.
After my I had a beer on my 21st birthday, which was I think it's called Wild Dog. It's the blueberry beer. It's awful.
Oh God, it's fucking disgusting.
They're terrible. My mom got it for me. She was trying to be sweet,
And it sounds like it would be good, to be fair.
Yeah, she was trying to be good, and I didn't want to drink it for my mom, so I took a shot of beer on my 21st birthday, and I was like, nah, I don't like this, and give it back to her. I don't know whatever happened to it, but I had a real problem with drinking until well into my 21st year, and I started out by just drinking like hard cider and like Smirnoffs and whatnot, because it was a hard transition for me. But the first beer I was loyal to, that's a whole different story. The first beer I was loyal to was from Mr. Thompson over here from my right, and that was Coors Original. Now, Pedro, there's a funny story to go along with this. Is that
banquet beer?
I didn't really have a little beer. I was like, oh, I'll do Angry Orchard and whatnot, and I was drinking beer every once in a while. I wasn't really a beer guy. This motherfucker joins karate, and all of a sudden, every Thursday and Saturday, we're staying hours after at the dojo.
We were getting lit.
And pretty much just partying. And this was every week.
So how recent was this?
This was 2 years ago, probably.
Okay, yeah,
A
because
year ago.
this sounds really recently.
Well, it
was a
probably
year ago.
It ended like a year ago, I would say.
Yeah.
It ended like a year ago, and then it started about 2 years ago. And we were with old Sensei Turner. We were sitting there at the dojo after every class. We couldn't wait. We were just sitting there. We were just
Pizza and beer and chicken fries.
We were getting chicken fries, chicken legs, and beer. And there was probably 4 of us, maybe up to 6 of us at a time that were just staying after and just getting lit.
It was guys'
the
night.
fuck up. It was guys' night, and it was fun. But through that, I became loyal to Guinness and Miller at the same time.
That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So Watson turned me on to Guinness. I didn't really have Guinness beforehand. Oh, I did, but it was few and far between. I actually had maybe the best Guinness in the United States, which I think was very good. I had a Guinness in Boston from the place that was rated Boston's best Guinness. Small Irish pub from my dear brother-in-law.
Watson's replacement.
Yeah, Watson's replacement. If Watson ever kicks the bucket, James is taking your spot.
Yeah. We may expedite that process because I love him.
We may just make Watson homeless.
It's an option.
Can you survive out there, Watson?
Oh, yeah.
It's a cold, hard world.
Just saying. If it was Watson or James.
I'm just telling the two
Clear
of you,
choice.
the world's not cold if you make it burn.
Okay. Just saying.
Was that a threat to burn down a school, Watson?
Maybe not somewhere you should go on the internet.
Oh, there was this recent school shooting.
You kids.
Forgot there was a recent school
Yeah,
shooting.
bad taste. But moving on. Continue, Seth.
That's pretty much my whole story.
That's it.
That's. I'm still loyal to Guinness and Miller. I get them every once in a while. I like to experiment with beer now, which is why I'm very upset at Mr. Wise for getting rid of the beer we like.
I actually blame one Robert Swilly. That's what I'm blaming.
He did take the beer out of Wise.
Yeah, so he physically did the act. He is to be held accountable.
Why didn't you protest this, Robert?
They didn't take all the fucking Bud Light, Mr. Dilly Dilly, huh?
The BLs.
Yeah, the fucking BLs. How about we remove all the Fireball from all the fucking liquor
I'm
stores,
trying
huh?
to- this is kind of a quick fire topic, Paige. You asked us 2 questions. I feel like I fulfilled both questions. I don't really have crazy beer stories or anything. I mean,
Because I have, I've gone through phases of my life. Like now me and Watson are currently on a Budweiser phase. God fucking bless America. by the
God
way.
bless America.
I will say I used to be very loyal to Sam Adams. Still am, like their beer. But the reason I was loyal to it was I thought it was the beer that the settlers drank.
A little more recent than that.
Well,
Turns out Sam Adams was
started in
crafted-
the 80s.
Yeah.
Wait, you just learned that, didn't you?
No, not
Okay.
just. But this was probably a year or 2 ago. I'm like, what is this bullshit? Are you kidding me?
You got honey dicked.
I did get honey dicked. I thought Sam Adams himself made this recipe.
Okay.
Thus, bringing the taste of the old world into my mouth.
Right. So, my first beer when I was not of age was like whatever my dad had in the fridge, which is why I actually hate Michelob.
Isn't it Michelob?
Whatever the fuck, who cares? But
Curious question.
yeah, and like I remember I tasted that. I'm like, man, this sucks. But like he swears by this stuff. Can't stand it. Then when I got to college, one of my fraternity brothers handed me a Yingling Traditional, and from basically when I was 20 until about 22, I was a Yingling guy. And you guys never see me drink Yingling. It's very rare if you see me ever drink a Yingling. Because anytime you hand me, I'm like, I'm okay. And my loyalty to Yingling lasted because in Lewisburg at the Bull Run, you've both been to the Bull Run with me, yes?
What's up, Taylor?
Every Monday, they would have $5 pitchers of Yingling and wings. And we'd watch Monday Night Football.
Yings and wings.
Yings and wings.
For a second there, I thought you were going to say Monday Night Raw, and I was about to get real more excited.
No, we'd watch Monday Night Football without fail. Me and my two friends named Matt. And we'd run up like $150 tabs.
Wow.
On Yings and Wings night.
How long ago was this?
This was 2011, 2012.
Because I remember our old boss coming to us and saying, "Man, Pedro would have a lot more money if he wouldn't spend so much at the bar all the time."
Yeah, this was this was during those times where
okay.
Yeah, like I would get out of work. I'm like, Nate, you know where to find me. And yeah, I would be at the bar all the time drinking Yingling, and I drank so much Yingling that like the thought of Yingling makes me like not even want to drink beer. Like I'm like I pass on this. But even before the Yingling phase, I went. Every fraternity has a ship beer they're loyal to. Like you ever have like Yingling you consider like all right, it's okay. Then you have a class below, like it's in the class with your Natty Ice, your Keystone. I was an Old German guy. Yeah, look on Watson's face. Like, and because Old German was the go-to beer of the fraternity I was pledging at the time.
Okay.
And you were just to drink Old German. That's what we did, and you learned to love it. At first, you hate it, but you just learned to love it.
You get drunk until you can't taste it anymore.
Yeah, and then so for about a year while I was in college, we drank a lot of Old German at all times, along with Yingling. And then I also went through a Sam Adams kick, but like my first Sam Adams I ever had was a summer ale. I'm like, this is fantastic.
Summer ale's great.
Yeah, and then I went to Boston Lager. Like I still like Sam Adams, but like I don't actively go out of my way to drink it. If it's available, yeah, sure. But
just to butt in here real quick. My sister's gonna come from Boston in the next few months. I'm thinking about having her bring us some of that specialty Sam Adams beer.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Because my boss wants some. I promised him I'd get him some, and then we literally went there and I forgot all about it. So,
where'd it go? And then I went through a Shock Top phase. I'm still very loyal to Shock Top.
Shock Top's good.
Where whatever Shock Top would be, the Shandy, the Belgian wheat. They actually made a really good pretzel, one that tastes fantastic.
Oh yeah, I had that.
It's outstanding. I wish
tastes like fucking pretzel.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's wonderful. And then now me and Watson currently have arrived on Budweiser. God bless America.
It's a very warm home.
I love
Is it like a fulfilling life?
It
is. God fucking.
It's like what I imagine a cult to be.
Yeah.
Only much warmer.
Yeah.
Watson, what about you?
My first brand loyalty would have been Bush. Bring it in real classy. A guy I worked with when I was a painter. Up until then, I basically drank more liquor than I did beer, but I drank pitchers or whatever. Usually drank at the Elks. And I went over to his
Central Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah. But I went over to his house one night after he got off probation.
I love where this is going.
And he wanted to celebrate with drinks, so we went over and he pulled out this frosted mug out of a freezer where his keg was. He's like, "This is from now till the end of times. This is your mug." Like, oh, all right, so
right next to his dead deer.
Yeah, but he poured some beer and I didn't even ask what it was. I just drank it and it went down very smoothly. I asked, what kind of beer is this? He's like, "Well, that's Bush." I was like, But anyway, I was over there every day after work, and we just drank. And it was always Bush, and then I just got hooked to Bush every time I went somewhere, a party or something, a 24 pack of Bush. And that I held that for about 2 years. I drank pretty much nothing but Bush. And then I went into like a Miller Lite phase. And then after that, I just kind of lost most loyalty. I just whatever I was thirsty for, until I found my warm new home that is Budweiser.
Budweiser, yes.
God is great.
God is great. God bless America. And but I did have a Rolling Rock phase.
Oh, so did I.
Yeah, and it's one of those things like you go to the bar. I think fucking Rolling Rock bottles are what, like $2.50. They're not very expensive at all.
They're small.
But like
no, the pony bottles are small.
Yeah, and like, it's one of those cheap beers. Like, not bad, goes down smooth. Like, you can enjoy. And there's a lot to be said for the beer that is, not expensive. Won't get you smashed unless you have like fucking 15 of them. But like, you can enjoy, you can socialize.
You can ride a good buzz for a while with some Rolling Rock.
And I have a lot of love for those beers because like, those are the beers, you hone your craft until you start going to the microbrews and all the other shit. And it's one of those things like you will always remember those beers, I think, with favoritism as opposed to like the more fancy shit.
I forgot about Rolling Rock. We should bring that in for the podcast some night because that sounds good.
Rolling Rock choice beer of one Elijah Steele.
Hi, buddy. But anyway, and the Angry Video Game Nerd, by the way.
Funny story. I was listening to Elijah's podcast, his E3 Productions podcast the other day, and he's like starts to screw up his words. He goes, I can't formulate my words correctly. I drank half a Bud Light. I'm like, what? Oh, love you, Elijah.
Love you, buddy. Hope you're well. But yeah, and then like
build up an alcohol tolerance.
But then some of my other favorite like kind of shit beers are like Red Stripe. I'm a big fan of.
Red Stripe.
I've never had that.
Oh my god!
It reminds me of Christmas. The box looks like Christmas.
Or like
the Jamaican Red Ale.
You'd love the commercials like, if your friend is too drunk to drive and he won't give you his keys, ask him for his pants. May I have your pants? And he takes his keys out. Like, they would always have like the stupidest commercials, and that's what I used to love.
I've never seen a Red Stripe.
Oh, when we get done with the show, we'll watch some on YouTube.
Right.
But and then like at memories of the Bull Run, like the Bull Run for me in Lewisburg is one of those things where I have so many memories of just like drinking those shitty beers with my friends and like just stupid shit. Like our bartender, who would text us all the time, like, yo, you guys coming in tonight? Like, that's how much we went to the Bull Run. Like, that's the level of consumption of alcohol I was at the time. And we'd go, and he'd give us Red Stripe, and, like, we called them classy man glasses. They'd be like goblets. and we'd always drink, like, shitty beer out of them because we thought it was funny. And then, I have a story with this. I remember it became not funny. Because, like, I made the mistake. I went on a date at the Bull Run.
Hot take, sir.
Mistake number one.
What? Beer me, please.
Mistake number one.
Thank you.
And I went on a date with my friend Abby. We're friends now, but at the time we were trying to slide into those DMs. And so I order, at the time, like, it was around Christmas, so I order a Mad Elf. And, like, I'm trying to be cool, and then, like, she gets whatever beer she ordered in a regular beer glass. I get mine in a goblet. I was like, and she's like, and they're like, here you go, classy man. And he walked away.
I certainly hope you started playing the self-deprecating humor, being like, oh, how do you like your beer in your beer glass?
No, I was just kind of like, I just drank it. I'm like, there's no need for me to explain this.
Dude, no, self-deprecating humor is the best type of humor. I'm telling you what. Like, if you have self-deprecating humor, first off, no one can harm you. And second, nothing you say can ever be taken seriously. That's the type of humor I have.
Yeah.
When people at work, they'll be like, oh, you fucking fat ass. And I'm like, yeah, I'll eat your motherfucking ass. All right, so back off. Stuff like that.
I like that. That's a good point. I
Self-deprecating
didn't
humor.
think of that at the time because I was, 21-year-old lad, and that was at a time where like now if I'm throwing a curveball, I'm like, before I'm like, like.
I'll be asking for
I
the
can't
fancy box
imagine
every
you
time.
not catching the curveball and whipping it
I'd
back
be like,
at somebody's face.
Sir, can I please have a Mad Elf and put it in the fancy glass?
Yeah, because I wasn't expecting it because like I made sure not to sit at the bar. I'm like, oh, they won't. If I'm not at the bar, they'll know. What
they won't
time it
heckle
is.
you.
Well, they'll know what time it is because Yeah, because
Game
we had a
time.
code. Like, you go on a date, you do like. But I respect them for it because that was funny in retrospect. But so I always had these like fun memories and like because when you're that young, you don't have a lot of money, so you're not gonna sit there and have like a $40 bar tab drinking all this fancy shit. You're gonna drink the cheap shit.
What were you thinking taking a date to the Bull Run, sir?
Comfortability.
Oh, so you're coming from a place of power.
Yes.
You're like, okay.
Like I'm in my domain.
Yeah.
So if this goes south, I get that bitch out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it'd be cool.
She was probably thinking, what the fuck?
Yeah, in retrospect, you take, a girl you like to a college bar like an asshole, and, I was young, though. It's okay. Mistakes get made.
But you learned from him.
Yeah, because this isn't the first seminal mistake I've made on a date. Because, like...
No, listen,
Seminal.
we're gonna... It's funny you bring that up, because after you tell your story, I'm gonna tell the worst date mistake I ever made, and it's recent.
Because I remember I was in college, and finally got this girl I really liked to hang out. And this was in a very douchey phase of my life. Very, like, I used, for like 6 months of my life, I was like collar popped guy.
Oh, no.
And sunglasses at all times, like the aviators and long hair.
Like driving in the middle of the night.
Yeah, like, and I had the long, my hair was like super long, so I had the long curly locks going, sunglasses on, thought it was hot shit. Fun fact, boys, do not wear sunglasses in a movie theater. You look like an asshole. You will not get laid that night.
What the fuck?
I was 19. Thought it was a good idea. Retrospect, no.
You fucking Tony Ferguson?
I did. I Tony Fergusoned it.
You gonna trip over some wires and
I wish I
tear
could
your
kick a
ACL?
pipe because, maybe
was
the
a cool
pain would have
video.
sobered me up.
That was a cool video, I'll be honest. No, yeah, don't...
Seminal mistake. Callie, I apologize.
Callie, that's a hot name. What's up? Okay, so now you brought up bad date stories. We're going to take a time machine back to 2017, November. I go on a date with a girl that
Oh.
she was a bartender, a very highly sought after bartender in this area. Bring her back here. I needed some stuff for baby. We're going to go to her house to watch some movies. And, good on her. She's a trooper. She's a bartender, so I'm sure that she's used to dealing with awkward moments and awkward people all the time. But in retrospect, this is probably why I never saw her again. Because she probably had time to stew on this and be like, yeah, I'm out. All right.
Is this the one who gave me a hard time?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Still very nice to me this day. I actually just saw her today and we were talking. So we bring her back here and they're talking and whatnot. And she's telling Watson and Vicky. She's super talkative. She had a couple drinks in her.
Super talkative.
But in like a nice way. She's a friendly person. Anyway, she was telling them how she loves Game of Thrones. And I'm like, you know what's going to make this perfect? I got Game of Thrones banners in my room. No, dude. Okay, so listen. This hurt.
You poor bastard.
This hurts
That's
to-
the most pathetic thing I've
No,
ever
this gets
ever
worse.
heard.
This gets worse. This hurts to think about, let alone talk about, because
Let it out,
I
big bro.
cringe for myself.
Let it out,
I'm
big
like,
bro.
you know better than this. You've done better than this. Why did you do this? So I'm like, yo, Megan, come with me. So I take her upstairs. And I show her my fucking Game of Thrones banners that I have hanging in my room. And of course, Pedro, what'd she do next? What do you think she does next?
She's like, oh.
No, she wasn't doing that. I mean, she's super nice, right? Super bartender. Doesn't poke the bear at all. Just happy, friendly girl. She walks over to my action figure collection.
Ooh. Yeah, love it.
And she goes, oh, what do we have here? And I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of a nerd, whatever, And I try to play it off. I'm like, well, it's like art. Like some people would buy posters or something and, pictures in their house. I buy figures.
And posters.
And
posters.
posters.
Was the Gundam one up?
No, we got that.
It was before Gundam. So she's looking at him. She's like, oh, I like this one. And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of cool. At this point, I'm like, oh, no.
We've gone
Seminal
down
mistake.
the wrong road.
Now I've realized I fucked up. And now I'm nervous. So now I'm fucking up worse. Now I'm just saying, like, I don't know what to do. Like, this has gone so south. Like, there's no way I'm coming back from this. And then she looks to the left of my my shelving unit. And on that area is where I put the figures that make me mad. I just throw them on the ground because I keep knocking everything over. This is the worst. This hurts. So she goes, oh.
It hurts to listen to it now.
So she goes, oh, what are these down here? And I'm like, They're the figures that won't stand up. No, listen. Here's what I said next. They're the bad kids. We don't put them with the good children.
No, you never told me this.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
My God, you fucking creep.
I would like to report a murder. Your chances of sleeping with her.
Oh.
Chances of second date reported missing.
You know what you should have done? The only thing you could have done to save that next was say to her, okay, Megan, we'll go down in the basement. You can see my collection of bodies. You fucking creep.
It probably sounded way funnier in your head.
Oh. Yeah, no, that's what I was like trying to play off. I was like, oh, these are the bad kids, whatever. Didn't come out like that. Came out like I view my action figures as my children. Okay? Which is a pretty normal thing for neck-bearded, like basement-dwelling nerds. So now
Stop, Austin. Okay.
So now it's like shit. So she's like, oh. She picks up my fucking white stormtrooper and she's like, well, I'm sure we can, figure it out somewhere. Sets him on my shelf. Let's sitting there with his legs dangling. I'm like, first off, that's a bad pose. Second, let's get out of here. And then we left. Oh no, she played with the cat for a little bit.
Yes.
And then we left.
The
But
cat, you should have started with a cat.
She liked the cat. She liked it a lot. But the thing was that we went back to her place and had this, fun night, and, but never got a second date. And I think what happened was, like, she was in the moment, like, oh, this is a nice guy, whatever. And then she got thinking about it, and there's no other explanation. That dude, good on her for being a fucking trooper, because that was
Bad move, buddy.
I've never fucked up a date like that before, because everything was going great. We were having a great time, and I'm like, oh, this chick's cool. Better show my action figure collection. Getting this off my chest feels good.
Right, it feels good to take some ownership.
It does feel good, but I'll be honest, I've thought about this for whatever reason. It's been in my mind lately, and I've thought about this for like 3 days, and each time I think about it, I get that stomach like
cringe moment.
Why did you do these things?
So, like, fun fact, with the whole sunglasses incident, like 3 months ago, I like messaged that girl finally, like, I'm sorry. Like, I was thinking about it the one day, I forget what the fuck happened, and like I thought about it, and I relived that memory, and like you ever feel like the feeling of embarrassment, and you're the only one in the room?
Oh yeah, that's what I feel right now.
I got on Facebook, I was like, listen, I know this is probably gonna sound really weird. I apologize for 2009.
I apologize for 2009. It sounds like it should be a song from Fall Out Boy. I apologize.
There's an apologize for 2004 or whatever it is, Ruben stuttered.
For 2009, we went to see Iron Man, and I left my sunglasses on. That wasn't cool, man.
Yeah, it was a bad move. Bad move.
What about you, Watson? You ever fuck up with a lady?
And with
No.
No?
She's upstairs.
When you were on date, Vicky first started dating, you didn't do any cringy things.
No, there's got to be a time where you thought like you fucked that up completely.
No.
What?
I'm not even fucking with you. I wish I had a cool, funny story like that, but I don't.
Get Vicky on the horn. There's no way.
Call her up.
Call her up.
Call her up.
Call her up.
I'm not.
Call her up.
God damn it! I hate when you.
Ringing Vicky Snyder. Maybe she can hear me. Victoria!
I'm calling her. Quiet. Shut up. I'm calling her.
Watson's currently calling Victoria Snyder, his fiance,
Fuck.
and he's delaying the inevitable embarrassment story that has to come and follow him.
There's had to be a time where Vicky's like, I don't know about this guy.
Call in Vicky Snyder to hear embarrassing stories from Watson. Keeping this podcast alive.
Shut the fuck. Hey.
Put her on speaker.
Speaker.
Put her on speaker. You put her on speaker, you son of a bitch.
All right, you're on speaker.
Hey, Vicky.
Hi, Vicky.
Hello, everyone.
So here, just put her here on the table. We're talking about embarrassing date stories, and Watson claims that he never did anything cringy when you guys were together, as in, when he was courting you or anything. Can you confirm this?
Yeah, there's nothing.
God damn it, Vicky. You couldn't even make something up.
Like, there's not been one time where you're like, he did something, you're like, I don't know if he's getting a second date.
What was his reaction when you asked him out?
It was actually over a text message.
Wow.
Okay, what do you-
Okay.
Okay, so you didn't get to see his reaction. He probably shit himself. Never been asked out by a girl in his life.
Shut the fuck up.
I remember when the text message was just very confused. He was like, "Oh, sure,
All right.
okay."
Now we're getting to some good stuff.
Yeah.
Now we're getting to some good stuff.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how Watson is. The entire beginning of our relationship was, is this how it's supposed to go? What are we supposed to do?
Does that fit?
That's okay, though. You were in what? 7th grade? 8th grade?
12th.
Oh.
12.
Oh.
You set that up, you son of a bitch.
I knew it the whole time.
You knew.
Andrew.
You
I knew it the whole time.
So Vicky, not one time have you like questioned whether this was the right call, based off of his actions.
I've never questioned it, no.
Not when he's...
I mean, like, living with him, I question it all the time.
So you have. Can you tell us some of these things?
This is the greatest podcast.
No, it's not. I gotta chew this podcast. This is my one.
You got, Seth, you live with him, you know.
No, but we want to hear it from you, Vicky.
Something off, and then he's so messy. He doesn't know what a dirty hamper is.
Vicky, would you like to be on the podcast sometime and confirm these thoughts?
I life. Fucking hate my life.
I don't think Watson could handle that.
He's handling pretty good right now.
All right. Thank you very much, Victoria Snyder.
You're welcome.
I was back in Kuwait for a second.
The bombs were flying over my head.
They were screaming.
That was fun. I've had fun. This is a fun podcast.
God, that was wonderful. That was it. Oh.
How do we get here? Is it my topic? Is
No,
Watson?
I think that was just organic topic.
My
that
topic's
happened.
next, you bastards.
All right. What's up?
What's your topic?
You
buddy?
can't embarrass me any more than I have been embarrassed. So
No,
we-
I'm not trying to. Actually, he kind of segued. Well,
It's
you kind of
sweaty.
segued into my a bit of my topic,
Were you
or
fishing earlier?
No.
Let me see your hands.
I wasn't fishing earlier.
What's
No,
mine?
he was not fishing.
I just got a whiff of fish when you waved your hands in front of me. That's from. Go ahead.
Is there anything else you want to fucking sniff? I can whip my dick out and put it on your nose.
All right, that's it. Pull your dick out. Pull it out.
This move's
Let's
called
hear the topic.
This move's called the snorkel.
Those of you who don't know what that is, a quick Google search. You're welcome.
But no, my topic is ironically, what is the weirdest thing that you guys collect or have collected? Anything that you can think of that looking back on, you're like, well, this is a little weird. Whether you might still like it or not, but do you recognize it as being weird? Because I'll lead.
I'm sorry. I was just thinking. Sorry.
I'll lead with it because what spurred this thought for me was this morning I was sitting on my couch and I saw one of my nutcrackers out.
It's true. This is true.
As a kid, like as a little kid, I remember probably 4 or 5 years old, we watched the Nutcracker. There was a cartoon that always used to come on Cartoon Network. And I always thought the toy soldiers they had back in the I thought, the British looking toy soldiers, I thought they were cool. So I wanted a Nutcracker, and one year my mom got me one for Christmas. And then it just kind of, as I grew older, I appreciated them as kind of like an art form. And I started collecting them, and I've amassed quite a collection, as Seth can confirm.
Pedro as well. During Christmas time, this place turns into a Nutcracker Central.
Yeah. I actually really think that's cool because I love nutcrackers.
So
I
do
think
I.
they're sweet.
But I'll tell you, one of my good friends, Justin Contz, the first time he was ever over here after I moved up.
I creeped out.
I moved here in November, so December I got all the stuff out for my first Christmas here alone. And it's all set up, and he came up one day. We were going to drink beers and watch Star Wars. Pretty good day. And he walks in, and he just freezes. He goes, holy fuck, how many people have you murdered in the last year? And I stopped and looked. I'm like, what? He's like, the Nutcracker. He's like, your house looks like what I would assume most serial killers' homes look like. And he kind of pointed out to me that, like, it's pretty fucking weird.
I don't think that's that weird.
I think it's weird.
I think it's weird. I'm
Maybe
not
it's
gonna.
'cause I like nutcrackers.
I'm not gonna stop doing it because I like nutcrackers a lot. I think they're awesome.
Okay, so I don't have a problem with the nutcracker thing. It is weird. I agree. It's a little not as weird as like collecting human skin, but
They go hand in hand, really. I have a skin line.
the only thing that pisses me off about the nutcrackers, is just from living with you, is that they're everywhere during Christmas season.
That's because they're always watching.
The nutcrackers are the most inconvenient thing during Christmas season in this house. You'd think it'd be like watering the tree or like hanging the girl. No,
Of course, that's not inconvenient for you because you don't fucking do it. I'm the only one who waters the goddamn tree.
none of us watered the
Why do
tree
you
this
buy a
year.
real tree?
Because I
It's
like going
fucking Christmas, Pedro.
out. You go out. You see, you're from the city, so this isn't the same.
Yeah, well, we ain't no city slickers around here.
We go out, we pick our tree. It's a magical moment.
Fucking cut it down.
The Christmas-
Hang on. What
the Christmas
fuck
tree is
so
Christmas.
magical? Because then you go fucking send your tree out to go to the fucking dump. So like,
We don't
what,
send it to the dump.
What do you send it to? The fucking
We do ceremonial
even-
burnings in Pennsylvania, thank you.
what?
We do bonfires.
The fact that you can't understand the difference between like a real tree and a fake tree really hurts me because
This is one thing Seth and I, like, no one will break either of our opinions on.
No!
Well, I'm not
And
trying to
we're-
break your opinion. I'm just
We're in
questioning
sync
it.
on this opinion. 100%.
because
don't-
here's
I
the
don't
thing.
get it.
My last girlfriend wanted to get she wanted like a fake tree.
It's 'cause she's a
And that
person.
should have been your first fucking indication.
I should have been. So you know what I did? I went out and got the biggest fucking tree I thought would fit in her little shitty apartment, and we tried to stand it up. And you know what? The tree was too big. The tree was too big to stand up, so we had to chop the top off. Okay, but first, before I even got it up to the apartment, I didn't know how to get up the stairs. I was like, she's not helping me carry this thing up the stairs. So you know what I tried to do? She had some rope. And she lived on the 3rd floor. And I tried tying a rope around the trunk of the tree and pulling it up over the balcony. Here's the thing. Trees weigh a lot more than you think they do.
they're heavy as fuck.
Yeah, they weigh a lot more. I could not pull this fucking tree off the ground. I got like the trunk up, and I was like,
You see, you tried to pull the dead weight. The best way to do it, over your shoulder.
yeah, I don't need that.
Was it bundled?
Yeah.
Yeah. Over your shoulders.
So then we ended up just carrying up the stairs and leaving pine needles everywhere. Either way, Pedro, there's a certain quality about real trees that you just don't get from fake trees. I feel like if you have a fake tree, you have a fake Christmas.
That's how I feel.
Well, I'll be frank with you. I probably haven't put up a Christmas tree in 10 years.
Well, this year we're gonna put up a Christmas tree.
A
You know,
real one.
All of us
In
together.
your apartment.
We're all
Yeah, that's
gonna
not happening.
and we're
We'll
gonna
see.
sing Christmas hymns, and we're going to praise Jesus, Lord Almighty, my Lord and Savior. Even though it's a pagan holiday, don't tell the Christians.
Yeah, we're definitely not doing that. We'll put that on the don't list.
Don't tell the
It's
Christians.
one of those things, like, not to get off topic, but I feel like my view of Christmas is more the people than the tree.
The trees.
I think
important.
it's not really the tree. It's the traditions. It's the traditions with the people that you
See, I'm not a tradition guy, though.
You see, I love traditions.
I became a man.
I'm very moderate.
I became a man when me and my dad went Christmas tree shopping,
Did he let you pick it?
and he handed me the saw, the hand saw.
Ah.
And we're back. That's when I became a man. And if there was a cut, you did a good job, Seth. If not,
We are so sorry.
and we
This
apologize. for
podcast
loss of
is
offensive
over.
language.
I single-handedly toppled it. The power.
So,
That's why I looked at him. I was like,
Well, you know, right when I said it, I was like, ah.
all right. Well,
I hate
we're
being
back on the
censored.
show. If you were wondering why it was cut, we're not going to say ever. And just know that there was
no, it was Watson's fault.
Mistakes were made.
to wrap up. What was the topic? Where we at? Christmas trees?
yeah,
How did we get here?
No, strangest collection.
Strangest collections
But
from
you were
Nutcracker.
telling the powerful moment of when you felt you were a man.
My dad gave me the handsaw, and he said, "You cut the tree, son."
My man.
And I fucking did it. And I cut that tree, and I remember every stroke.
Did he let you pick it? Did he let
no,
you pick the
no,
tree?
we kind of pick them together. I'm like, "Oh, what do you think of that one?" He's like, "Oh, looks like a good tree. Go ahead and cut it down, son."
Good story, buddy.
Yep, good story. A good Christmas story, which you don't get with fake trees.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Like, go with your family? Like, hey, disassemble this one, boy. And put
What do
it
you
in
guys
the
think of
box.
this fake tree I bought from Walmart for
Listen,
$65?
One of my most cherished memories is with a fake tree. So fuck you guys.
What'd you do? Plug the branch in and it lit up? Wow, this is magical.
Seth,
Okay.
you're going to meet my grandmother, and that little old woman's gonna backhand you.
I'll block it.
No. She's an unblockable backhand.
Mom?
Huh? Yes, mom.
Judging from her tone, I wouldn't mess with Mom.
I wouldn't strike her back out of respect for you, but I want you to know that I would
No,
block
she would
her.
end
No,
you.
Mom would end. I could
would
tell
end you.
from hearing her voice.
She would end you.
Sounds like
She-
a worthy
she
foe.
sounds-
This is the woman who has enough influence on me. She will get me to speak Spanish in front of people.
She sounds like a
Never
worthy
happens.
foe. I must challenge this woman.
Yeah, she the day he talked to her on the phone, she starts speaking in Spanish and he like rolls his eyes, and then he said something in English, and then she said something very loud and like angry in Spanish, and then
So she knew I rolled my eyes.
and then he started speaking Spanish. So I can only assume she said something along the lines of use your fucking Spanish words.
That's basically what it was. But see,
Hablo Espanol.
wow. But see, me, I feel like I don't know if I collect anything. That was right.
No,
I don't know if I collect anything necessarily weird. I mean, okay, yeah, I do. I collect video games, so inherently that's a really stupid hobby.
I don't think so.
It's not weird though.
I find it weird because it's one of those things like I don't exactly know why I do it anymore.
See, I think I've reached that point too where I'm like, why do I do this? And I'm like, well, because I love it.
Right, but like, because the more and more I think of it, it just seems very arbitrary to me, and it's just like
Okay, I'll let you finish. I'll
because
rebuttal.
like I've slowed down in this regard, but like when I first started, like I was a huge weirdo. Like if something wasn't in pristine condition, if it was missing an insert, or if it was missing something really stupid, I wouldn't buy it. And like I would spend a lot of money on this stuff, like spend $200 on whatever stupid game it was, and like and then they would just sit on my shelf, and like and they were just at this point, am I like collecting because I want to play these, or are these just vanity pieces to me? And I'm noticing it's trending towards the latter, and I'm just kind of like
You're noticing that now?
yeah, and yes, I'm noticing that now. I'm 27 years old. And I'm just looking at my shelf.
No, I mean, you're noticing your newest purchases are more vanity. Is that what's going on now?
No, because now, like, say if I want something, I'll make a point, like, when I buy it, like, oh, I'll use this and enjoy this, and then, like, when I sit it on my shelf, I'll look at it, okay, yeah, I can bring this out, whatever. But I'm noticing a lot of the stuff what I bought when I first started doing, I'm getting rid of, because I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, I did that. So, this is a good... into my collection, I also collect video games. But the thing is with me is that I, much like you, when I first started collecting video games, I was buying literally anything that I deemed rare. I was like, oh, this is a rare game, gotta get it. Then when I ran out of money, I realized that I didn't want these things. I just wanted a cool collection to show off on YouTube or my friends or whatever. So I got rid of them, and since then I've only bought in games that I think I'm going to play. And I know we've talked about this before, and to me that makes it worth it because I look at my PS4 collection and I'm like, God damn it, man, I've done great.
Yeah.
I have a great selection of games here. If I'm wanting a funny game, South Park's right there, and I think that's important because the other thing is that like there's certain games
Yes.
that you beat.
Yes.
And they are so phenomenal that
you must keep them.
and reflect. I have Prince of Persia, the 2008 reboot.
It's a good game.
It's one of my favorite games on Xbox. I have the limited edition, still at my dad's house.
Was that an exclusive?
No. But I will never get rid of that game because of how much I loved it. Same with The Witcher, same with Fable. There's a few games I have where I'm like, God damn it, man, I'm never getting rid of this.
See, because and I share that same sentiment, and maybe we'll continue that discussion on Alpha Nerd Podcast.
Check out Alpha Nerds
Check it out.
podcast.
We just recorded Alpha Nerds number 3.
We just recorded
Sup,
Alpha
girl?
Nerds number 3.
But
Just went up.
because I kind of me and Robert, when we were at PAX, when we were in Boston, me and Robert, you would always find me and Robert eyeballing the vinyls. And I really feel like that's probably my next step. I'm gonna buy a vinyl player for my living room. I was telling you this last night when you came over. Or the other night when you came over. By the way, you
Inhaled
left.
it. It went the wrong pipe.
By the way, you left your.
You alright?
Okay, big boy. Okay. By the way, you left your button up at my house. I feel like it was a reason for you to come back. Just saying. I feel like you did that. But
Fuck, Pedro. We didn't get your goddamn TV stand
I'm
today, and
not
they
worried
probably
about it.
sold it.
Fuck it. But I feel like I want to collect vinyls now because like me and Robert were talking about like the vinyls we would collect, and I was like, yo, I would get every Coheed and Cambria album. Like I'd get a bunch of rap albums I really like, And I feel like that's the next step where I want to come home, and maybe this is me transitioning towards 30, but like I'm just like, all I want to do sometimes is come home, enjoy a stiff drink, and listen to music. And
That's a respectable hobby.
And like I really feel myself transitioning into collecting the vinyl.
Let's get you a pipe.
Yes.
A pipe in a bathrobe.
Right. Also, when I turn 30, we're having a funeral for me. 'Cause life's over. That's it.
No,
over.
dude.
It's
30. I
over.
feel like 30s are great years.
It's over.
I feel like 30s are almost better than your 20s because you're not struggling like an asshole in your 20s.
I'm less than 2 years.
And you're gonna figure it out, buddy. We're gonna get there together. There you go. Alcohol makes it all better.
A little more. A 30-year-old would stop there. Oh, he's broken himself. Look at him.
So video games, yeah, I collect video games. It's weird. It's not. You know,
I don't think it's
honestly,
that weird.
I actually don't think it's weird at all. I think that with the nerd takeover of 2014 to now, I think it's weird around here. You don't really see that around here. But nationwide, I don't think it's weird to collect video games.
I think the figures
or
are
action figures. I don't think
I think that's creepier than video games, though. You don't
Oh, so
walk
you think
into
video games are creepy, huh?
No, I don't, because you don't walk into somebody's house by mistake, wherever you would do that, and look at video games and think, oh, I'm gonna get murdered in here.
No, I don't think so. I
But
think
you
you're
walk
wrong
into
about
somebody's
this.
house and there's a fucking collection of nutcrackers. You might have thoughts like,
Or
wow,
Or
I
their
might,
figure, never mind.
I might not see my family again.
No, here's the thing. Like I don't think the action figure collection like I have is weird at all. I think that's pretty normal nowadays for like nerds because it's grown. That hobby has grown so large that like it's not that weird to have statues or figures or whatever.
No.
It's a whatever thing.
You just don't like the bad kids.
Oh yeah, no, that was weird. That we've already crossed that bridge.
Yeah.
We don't need to turn back.
Oh, we can.
It's in that rear view mirror.
I keep looking back.
But I don't think the action figure of video thing is weird. It's just like and I think that I play it off well because I don't live that life all the time. It's not like I'm sitting in a fucking basement, doing nothing with my life. Walking out with Naruto wristbands on my
Doing a
wrist.
Naruto run?
Yeah, doing a Naruto run and fucking dressing like a basement dweller and having a neck beard. So I mean, like, I live a pretty normal life. Same life I would live if I wasn't interested in video games and action figures and whatnot. But I've actually stopped collecting action figures, and I know I've told you that, guys. But
You told me you were out of the game.
I'm out of the game. I ran out of room.
Okay.
Because actually, about a year ago, I was like, I'm done collecting action figures unless they're like super cool, rare ones, like the Darth Revan one that Watson so graciously got me for Christmas, which I really appreciate, buddy. I love you so much. There's like a Spider-Man figure comes out or a Carnage figure comes out. Like, I'm not into it anymore. I don't have any more room. But like statues are something I think are really cool because they really are like they're hand painted. Like
It's art. You don't play with it. It's
no,
art.
it really is. Like the statues I have are really cool. And even the play arts figures, I would say, fit in that category too, because you're not like posing or playing with them. The play arts figures are really cool. They're like the best recreation of Final Fantasy characters you're gonna get. But that's something like weird stuff I collect. When I was like 6, I collected rocks.
Actually, no, I can't laugh at him because like
I did that too, to be honest.
I wouldn't necessarily collect the rocks, but like when I go with my dad, and because when he worked for the Federal Bureau of Prison, so like we lived on prison grounds, and like so on bring in your stuff day where fuck it was in elementary school, I'd bring in a rock from the property like this is a federal rock.
Here's a prison shank.
This is government property. Treat it well.
I found this prison shank outside the fence.
I can see you giving a seminar level presentation in elementary school about this rock and the significance of it.
Now you said, oh yeah, it was a federal rock.
For a while there, I collected empty whiskey bottles that I drank through. That's not weird. That's pretty normal, I feel like.
See, because I used to do the same thing, and I remember in our house in college, we were the cool kids who had like, oh, let's fucking put all the bottles of everything we drank up there. And then like, in retrospect, you're like, oh yeah, that may be a good idea. Then you like really think about it, like, so there's bottles of like Colt 45, like all this shitty, cheap stuff. And I'm like, wow.
Not cool.
Yeah, we also had a stripper pole in the living room. Also not classy.
Respectable, though.
Eli, shout out. Miss you, buddy.
If you actually have a stripper pole in your living room and strippers are dancing on it.
Fun fact.
Now you've got yourself a business.
No, fun fact, like
That you might need a license
no,
for.
fun fact because like with that you have to make sure you secure it because one of my fraternity brothers had the great idea. Let's just put it up, and then someone got on it and busted their ass. It was really funny.
You know, if I owned this house, you know what I'd do? I'd cut a hole right through that floor.
I'll put a fireman's hole.
I put a fireman's hole.
Yeah.
And I'd just slide down out of nowhere, and Watson's watching TV and be like, "What's up?"
And then you
That'd be
walk-
awkward,
Then
though.
you shamelessly walk up the stairs like, oh.
This only works one way.
That'd be really awkward too. Like if I'm sitting there trying to like watch a show and I can just hear you masturbating through the hole. Like maybe throw fucking popcorn
on
up there
on the
through
edge
there.
of his bed.
Yeah, on the edge of it.
Fucking weirdo.
I tried something.
Everybody does it, babe.
Dude, a lot of people do. A lot of people came out of the woodwork. And, you know, our number one fan, Curtis, came out of the woodwork. And
No. But Curtis is a Pens fan. So
Have you guys ever masturbated City Indian style or crisscrossed?
No, I'm not going down this rabbit hole with you. No.
I've done it.
The answer is no, Seth.
No.
It's interesting.
The answer is always no.
I feel like you get a good grip that way.
Yes. What's your topic, buddy?
My topic? Things that infuriate you.
Oh!
My top.
How much time do we have?
Yeah.
I got a good topic this week.
Are we just picking the one?
No, I just want to talk about it. I just want to have a conversation about things that just, as soon as you see them, it's not like this is annoying. It's getting there. Okay, now I'm explode. It's like as soon as you see these things.
I'm gonna go empty the willy. You continue, boys.
Okay, as soon as you see these things, they make you wanna kill everyone in sight. Like, I feel like there's only a few things that really push me in life. The first one being rednecks. I really truly hate rednecks, and not like all rednecks. Like, there's cool rednecks.
The ones that bother me are the ones that have to say they're rednecks. There are people that are just rednecks that don't have to cling to that label.
See, you're going too entry level, or maybe you're not going deep enough, or maybe you're going too deep. I don't know. Here's the thing: if you
I just mind fucked you.
if you're calling yourself a redneck, immediately I'm skeptical, right?
Yep.
It doesn't infuriate me yet. I'm like, okay, whatever. Lots of people around here call themselves rednecks. You got a big truck. You got a big exhaust fan in your truck. It's jacked up. You got big wheels. You fucking think you're a tough motherfucker, or that you're cool because you got a big lifted up truck. Now we're in trading hands territory. Now I'm like,
Camouflage fucking tank top.
we'll get to camouflage in a second.
We've already talked about that before.
It doesn't matter. These are things that infuriate me, Watson, and right now you're infuriating me. Right? So we've covered the redneck territory. I was in Walmart, and I know I told this, I think it was in the last podcast, buying a grill one time. That's the grill we have out there. It's very nice, smoker grill. You'd be jealous. And as I was buying it, someone decided it would be really cool to drive out in the Walmart parking lot and start doing donuts in their shitty fucking jacked up truck with a giant exhaust on it. And you know what? Fuck that guy. Someone flipped him off, and he screamed at him and drove away. But you know what? I think the tide is turning. I think people are getting sick of it. This 21st century redneck lifestyle, I'm over it. And we used to have the fucking... You know what? Jersey Shore did this to me. Jersey Shore did this to me. And we've talked about this before. We've talked about it before because I used to walk into school at fucking 7:30 in the morning, and there'd be people out in the parking lot just revving their engines, being like, yeah, boy! You hear that engine revving? Oh, you son bitch, you ain't got nothing on that. Oh, that's a good engine. Right there, you revved that. You revved that. So now we're in redneck territory. I just think the people don't understand the type of anger that I have toward rednecks and like what I deal with on a daily basis. Pedro, did you know that there was a guy that tied a live raccoon to his bumper and drove it through Jersey Shore and thought it was fun?
This is not representative of all Pennsylvanians, I will have you.
It's representative of a
Jersey Shore,
good
though.
30% of them.
Sorry, Robert.
I wouldn't say 30%.
He tied a live raccoon and drug it through Jersey Shore, and then he was mad, and a lot of people in school were mad when he got a ticket for it.
Who was
You
it?
should get a ticket for it. It's cruelty to
Eric
animals.
something. He was made fun of a lot for having a small penis, ironically.
Okay.
Is he in our grade?
He was a grade above us.
But like you should get a ticket for cruelty to animals, and that's like to
The
me,
thing was screaming and freaking out
But,
as he drug it through the
because
fucking
like
street.
to me, like had I known the guy, I'm like, that like that's a trait like sex offenders show. Like so like no, I mean seriously, this is like. And in the line of work, I do like this has been proven. Where like if you torture animals and do weird shit like that, which I would classify fucking tying a raccoon and dragging it through town, that's
disgusting.
torturing an animal, like you're liable to commit like sexual assault and
It wouldn't
pedophilia
surprise
and all
me.
that fucking.
This
shit.
kid was such a fuck. And then there was a trait of gentlemen in our grade in our school. They would just go out with steel-toed boots and kick possums or raccoons or families of possums and like babies to death. They would just kill them, just for fun. They call it kicking. Are you fucking kidding me? I almost got in a fight over this one time. I think I told the story on a podcast previously, but it's like, fuck you guys. All right, and then we have another branch off of this tree, and it's the fucking camouflage. Are you kidding me? Camouflage has not, will not, ever be fashionable. You know what I see when I see you wearing fucking camouflage around town?
Nothing.
Let me tell you. No, nothing. Let me tell you. I see a person who doesn't fucking shower themselves, who probably, has a close family member, if not them, that does a lot of meth. And their hobby is walking out and pissing on their tree. Not saying that pissing on trees isn't enjoyable. If it's your hobby, it's a little weird.
Hang on. Can we
Good outdoor piss
Can we take it aside, because my favorite thing about the hunter is to be able to pee outside.
But it's not your hobby.
No, it's not my hobby, but like I enjoy.
I don't know. Look at him. With some practice, it could be. And who could fault him for it? Pissing
Because,
outside,
like,
it's great.
Because when we went to Watson's show out in where the fuck we went to that one night, I quite enjoyed team peas on trees.
And that was great, right?
That was a good time.
That was great.
Minus the mild racism, but it was a good time.
But you fucking just walking outside, I'm gonna piss on this tree. You got your. And by the way, this is why I fucking hate chewing so much. I want you to know that, because only sacks of shit from the country, not including you, chew, and they fucking spit and they fucking. God, I'm just so mad thinking about it. I can't even formulate words to describe
Take a breath. Give it a second.
how annoyed it makes me when I see people just fucking walking in front of me. I'm just walking on my fucking dike over there, having a good time, and the person in front of me is walking with his fucking fat-ass wife and their probably disabled child, and he just turns and goes and spits his giant wad of spit.
Take a breath.
Seth,
Give it a second.
I share these sentiments.
Because
like
so bitch.
I share these sentiments because it's one of those things like living in central Pennsylvania. I always say like you have Philly, Pittsburgh, and then Alabama in the middle, and we're right in the heart of it. My thing is like things that infuriate me. I feel like there's two categories for me, because there are things that like annoy me and then like infuriate.
Yeah.
Where like, so things that infuriate me are you've both seen Bad Drivers.
Oh yeah, I mean road rage is a real thing.
Yeah, but like I get just annoyed when people do like stupid shit on the road. Secondly, I hate people who take too fucking long at like the grocery store or at the gas station, like where they're like, they'll ask the cashier, "How you doing?" or they'll talk about themselves. Like nobody gives a fuck. Get the fuck out of the way.
You know what I love? The people that can't have fucking these chubby ass fingers and they can't put their money back or put it away fast enough. Step aside, sir. I have fucking chocolate milk and sausages to buy.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's like these people like get the fuck out of the way. Like get out of the way. And it drives me insane.
I know.
The other thing I really hate is when people use, like, we're all on Facebook, we're all on social media, but then like people use that for just their own political opinions, and then like they can't
keyboard warriors.
Well, that, and they can't acknowledge like, oh, someone doesn't agree with me. Like, it's one of those things like I get a lot of enjoyment where like say if I know you're really passionate about something and won't let anyone sway you, I'll just disagree with you just to get a rise out of you because it's annoying now. So like, say if somebody comments on, or somebody posts a political status, like in regards to the recent election, somebody posted about like, someone was posting all these Bernie Sanders and Hillary stuff and just wouldn't shut up. And like, I was like, okay, I understand. Like, I get you're upset.
Make them cry.
I get you're upset. And then like, when they shared a post and like, Time Hop on Facebook.
Yeah.
And so they shared a post like, oh, back when we lost our country, and like, cause Trump winning, and they were sharing like a political status, and I commented on like, in retrospect, this seems hilarious, huh? Like,
Nice.
And I
Love it.
immediately blocked, but like,
Love the slate trolling.
But it's just one of those things like, but people get so butthurt in regards to like, oh, someone doesn't agree with me.
Yep.
Like me and Seth disagree on a lot of things.
People think their opinion's more important than yours.
And like, opinion, like, everyone's always says opinions are like assholes. Like everyone's got one. But it's like,
Sorry, can you back up and say, me and you disagree on opinions on a lot of what?
things.
Oh, okay, that's all you were
Yeah,
saying.
but
Okay.
you and I are very divisive on certain things. Are we not?
I think
No?
all three of us are, really.
Well, I don't know if there's anything. Have you and I had a inherent disagreement? Have we come to an impasse where we just do not agree?
There have been some things.
I
don't
feel like
remember
me
anything
and
in
you,
particular.
Pedro, when we are in ordinance, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm too riled up with the rednecks.
You drunk, bro?
I'm too riled up with the rednecks.
Okay.
When we are in disagreement of something, we can have a civil conversation and talk about it.
But like, but my point was like, I don't fall apart where like, you like, oh shit, Seth doesn't agree with me. Let me fucking lose my shit because he's wrong. Or like the other day where you thought me and Robert were having a disagreement over something really stupid and we were
Dude, if you guys were not getting a little tense, you were playing it off well because
We
I
weren't.
thought I at one point was like, all right, let's chill out for a second. You guys were straight up just being like, "Ah!" like yelling at each other. I was like, these guys about to fucking trade hands. I don't know who to defend.
because me and Robert enjoy arguing.
Yeah, I know that.
So like we
For sure know that about Robert.
but I enjoy arguing with Robert. Like me and Robert inherently enjoy disagreeing on things. Because like I don't know, like when we were at PAX, you learned that the night we did the whatever the argument game you had was like. I just made it a point to find any rebuttal I could shoot at Robert.
It was impressive.
Yeah, because like I love debate, but my thing is like, so say if me and Watson didn't agree on gun control, I'm not gonna then shame Watson's character, fucking hate Watson because of his opinion. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna sit there. And
Basically,
hold it
the
stuff
stuff
him.
you and I do to each other when we disagree.
No,
We do not disagree well. You and I do not.
no, I think we do.
No, we don't.
Here's the thing. You don't.
We both do.
No.
Don't.
Here's the thing. Hassan. You don't.
And it starts.
You don't understand this. Is that when you are so passionate about? I'm just like Pedro. When you are so passionate about something, I will say literally anything to get under your skin. In particular, this little flap of skin right here, and make you start breaking. And I do it successfully every time.
Yep, there it was again. Pedro, get the tarp we talked about.
Just-
gloves.
So like when you were playing Skyrim Remastered on PS4 for a while, I kept walking up and going, "This is a shitty game," and you would get so defensive about it. Meanwhile, I have a fucking Skyrim poster hanging in my room,
Watson, why would you fall into that?
and
I can't help it. He fucking baits me, and it fucking pisses me off. That's my thing right there. That's what pisses me off. I'm going there. I'm going there right fucking now.
See, in this
You and the people in the fucking gas station in the morning that can't wait 4 goddamn hours to get their fucking lottery tickets. Meanwhile, I'm running late for work, and I gotta fucking wait there in line because they're getting their fucking lottery tickets, and they can't step aside to scratch them and wait to get the next one. They gotta scratch it right there while they're in line
those people are
and get the next one.
Those are the
I
worst.
fucking hate them. I hate them so much. I hate them worse than Al Qaeda. I would rather shoot at them than Al Qaeda. I hate them so
gonna
fucking
tap that.
much.
Just gonna tap that volume controller there for Watson. Just gonna,
Wow, how'd that feel to get off your chest?
gonna have to edit that whole section.
Those
No,
have to take in,
see, Watson thinks we don't disagree, but me and Watson disagree. When we actually disagree on things, we disagree very, very fairly.
Actually,
No,
yeah,
no,
when
you
we're
don't.
having a legitimate disagreement, we talk about it, so that's fair comment.
When it's just me fucking with you, Watson.
No, it's when Pedro's here is you really go after me. When Pedro's present, it's like game on for you, and then when you're here, like when it's just you and me, we're like, oh, well, I don't feel that way.
I wish you guys would argue with me more. You guys, I feel like we don't argue
You and I
enough.
agree on a lot
No,
of things.
here's the thing. Here, no. The reason I don't argue with you is the same reason I don't argue with Robert. Because you always lose. No matter what. Even if I fucking know I'm right. For whatever reason, when I argue with Robert, I'm always wrong. Okay? You don't understand. There's been times when I've argued with Robert about something, and I would have bet my fucking cock that I am right about it. I would have bet to chop off my cock. And Robert's like, are you fucking retarded? And all of a sudden, he looks it up, and I'm wrong. And I don't know if I've ever won an argument against Robert. I don't know if I ever will. And I don't want to. I don't want to go down this road anymore. And same with you, Pedro. I've learned this at an earlier time in our lives that I just don't want to disagree with you. I don't want to fuck with you. So now we're here. But Watson, boy, I'll piss off Watson every day of the week because it's funny.
No respect.
Because when you Watson, when you break, it's always over the smallest things. When you break, it's over the little stuff that just builds up, and you just snap. Like when you yelled at me for saying that the beard you got wasn't a Vice at Wise, and you called me a cocksucker and stormed out of the store.
I was trying to have a legitimate conversation with you, and you would not break out of your fucking asshole character.
I don't have a character.
I was so fucking furious that day, too. I walked out.
Oh, is that when I walked up? I was like, wait, what just happened?
I'm trying to talk to him about this, and I'm like, no, what do you think? And you're like, it's not a Weiss beer. I'm like, whatever. I'm asking you this. Only assholes call it this. And it was like, Seth, I'm just trying to have a legitimate conversation. And he just keeps going on with it. And I fucking just, like, that piano wire just snapped. And I'm like, fuck this. Fuck everything.
You're like, yes, it is.
And
You're a cocksucker.
I fucking flipped on him and ran past the lady. I just ran outside real quick because I was so angry. And there's a lady there, like, messing with the flowers there that's just, like, kind of staring at me as I'm walking out, like, wide-eyed, like, yeah.
Why don't you take a swing, bro?
See, because
That's
like
how you start.
because like you have to Watson, what you need to get in the art of is like the good rebuttal, where like even if you don't necessarily have a leg to stand on in regards to an argument, you make it seem like you do.
It's true.
Because the skill I've learned to master is like sometimes I will have a conversation or I'll argue with somebody and I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'll make it look like I do. And like that's really what you have to do in regards to your nonverbal. So say Seth will say something like that I actually agree with him with, but then I'll be like, fucking this guy. Like, and immediately I plant the seed of doubt in his head that I inherently do not agree with him.
Yep.
And then you just start picking apart his statements. You start picking apart little indiscrepancies in things they say. Whether you're knowledgeable on the topic or not. You just have to make it look like you
My
are.
favorite thing.
I want to take your training course, Pedro.
My favorite thing ever is when you get mad when I say I can block bullets, which obviously I can't do, but it's like that's the only thing that gives your life meaning, is that you that you can shoot somebody. So anytime you say that you just pop me, I'm like, yeah, but I'll block it. And you're just like,
See, and then,
like you just go into like class red nuclear meltdown mode.
You see, Pedro, he's prepared to block the bullets, but he forgets I have a spear upstairs.
but
and I will
but-
break your spear. You just can't handle it.
Oh god, yeah, you kids.
That one I don't understand why it makes me mad, but that too.
It's because they in fact he has
Usually-
the audacity
but-
to fucking say.
How dare you?
That's what it is.
No,
A
usually
45 would bounce off my
usually though,
chest.
Seth. Again, this comes back to you usually do that. Like I never openly threaten that. Like, hey, I'm gonna shoot you. It's usually we're talking about.
Sheldon.
We're usually talking about like, hey, we're watching a video. There's a fucking tank in there. And then I'm like, oh, what's really cool about this tank? And I'll tell you something about when I was inside
And he'll just
one.
completely discredit whatever you
And,
told him.
and he'll go, oh, if they fired one of those at me, I'd block it. It's like, no,
But there's also been
no,
times.
you wouldn't.
There's also been times when you're like, oh, I swear to God, like you're joking about like shooting me, and I'll be like, no, that's not gonna happen.
See, Watson, what you have to really do is like he has to wake up with a gun in his face.
With a gag in his mouth. It's like, block this one, asshole.
I'd call you on your bluff and be like, yeah, we can do it.
But then, like, you have blanks in the gun and you pull the trigger, and then they know.
He'd piss.
Then I would shit myself. I'd be like, oh, okay. Now we're playing Prank Central. Now because you want to go down that road with me, Watson.
You know, this just brought up something.
I've already
completely
thrown cold
different.
water in the shower.
Oh, that's
Fucked
exactly
up.
what I was thinking about. I was in the shower one day, nice warm shower. Got
That's a
my
violation of bro code.
Music, music playing, and I hear like this creak. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Because instantly I'm in defense mode.
You're
Like, what's
'cause
trying
you're
to
naked,
kill?
you're vulnerable.
What's trying to kill me? And I'm like, listening, and I don't hear anything. I'm like, maybe it's just me. And then all of a sudden,
Sneaky.
the fucking icy cold waves of Hades come over the top of the shower, and I hear him laugh and just fucking scramble out real quick. I'm punching at the fucking shower curtain trying to hit anything, and he's running laughing, and I run out naked, run for his door, and he locks his door real quick and shuts it. I'm like, motherfucker, and he's just laughing his ass off behind his little protective door.
God.
Induced hypothermia.
Oh, wow.
Go from rapid hot to rapid hold real fucking quick.
Good topic, boy. It's a good podcast.
Yeah, this is.
But I think it's time. It is time. Oh, it's time.
Still funny. I filled up a giant pot of water and I carried
No,
it
I
all
lied.
up
It's not
the
time.
stairs.
Not time now.
We're in fact, we're
And I was
recording.
like, I couldn't see your shadow through the curtain.
You landed like right on me.
Well, see, no, here was the technique, Watson, is that I reached in front and I poured all the way to the back with a giant pot.
Oh, is that what you did?
Yeah.
Because like somehow, whether I was moving from front to back, you landed all that water on me. Maybe it was the fact that I was trying to run from the water that was on me, and I was in the front. But all I know was the rapid change in body temperature. I just wanted away from that.
See,
Maybe I just thought you had me pinned in the front, so I thought I'd run away from that. And that played into your fucking strategy oh so perfect.
And I'm surprised that this hasn't become a thing where we prank each other more because that was the end of it.
Because you guys would end up fist fighting.
You never came back.
You guys, it would get to the point where you'd end up fist fighting. I've been down this road.
My God, he's through a table. My God.
So, boys,
Now we have no fucking heater. We're out of oil downstairs, so we have cold shower. I'm gonna get fucking boiling water.
like, and then,
Sears my
yeah, then
How's
we've got
that
third.
rapid temperature change, cocksucker?
Like, oh wait, he's got third-degree burns. Oh shit. Now it becomes
He's
assault.
just fucking burnt.
Okay,
not
so
funny.
boys, I know it's been a while.
Okay.
You know, it's been a while since we had to get together. I feel the energy here. I feel like, it's been a while since we've been on a podcast, but it is time to throw some fucking shade.
Throwing some shade.
So today,
Like that?
Watson and I, while you were at the movies enjoying
Liquor
yourself,
store.
yeah. So Watson and I were like, you know what? We could do what we usually do, just wait till Seth gets here, and then we'll go buy beer late as shit.
I'm glad you didn't.
And so me and Watson were like, we're gonna go be proactive. Let's go get
cold beer.
Let's go get liquor. Let's
Good
go
move.
get let's go get beer. So we get to the liquor store, and me and Watson are perusing. We select the Captain Morgan's private stock, and then I go and I go and grab some wine.
Okay.
And I get to the counter, and what's her name? Meredith.
Yeah, I think so.
She goes, "Oh, I didn't have you pegged for a wine drinker." I'm like, and in my head, my next response was like, "Oh, ma'am, what did you have me pegged for, huh?"
Exactly. My thought was like, oh, she thought it was a tequila.
Like, oh, I'm so I apologize, ma'am. Let me put this back. I'll go grab the tequila and some Mad Dog, and then go beat my girlfriend. Like, is that what you would like me to go do? And it's just infuriating. And my shade isn't at Meredith. My shade is since I've moved up here, I keep experiencing mild profiling / racism.
It's like.
And what in the fuck is going
The
on?
kindness racism.
Fucking Samoans anyway.
We went to 2 of Watson's shows, and in the same back to back, the same exact conversation happened.
Yeah,
2 weeks apart.
yeah.
I thought you were Hawaiian. Oh, it's all the same anyway. That's what they said to you.
That's right at the door. At the door. I was like, oh, okay. All right, let's establish the tone here.
Which, by the way, worst place we've ever been to. Never invite us there again.
Where? Which one?
Legion.
Any legions.
No, that Legion. I've had some fun at some Legions.
Legions. Yeah, Legions are actually a pretty good time.
Yeah, that one, not so hot.
You told me it was.
that guy wasn't. I didn't like that guy
You
anyway.
told
but
me
like,
it was.
Well, the other guy who
free.
bought his beer, nice
That
guy.
big
Shout out.
guy?
Yeah,
Awesome.
good dude.
You
and a
told me
lot
it
of
was
the people in there
free.
were pretty cool.
Said it was
Because I
free
thought,
entry.
why are we coming back to this? I fucking thought it was.
But anyway, let's stay focused. But like,
focused.
I don't
Laser.
understand because like when I lived in Lewisburg and all around the lower part of central Pennsylvania, man, never an issue never really came up. I moved to the fucking northern tier. What the fuck are you people doing up here? What the fuck?
Revving engines and jerking off into our sister's page,
What the fuck? And I and this was in South Williamsport, like where it's not not necessarily like it's more ethnic and
What
like
happened in South Williamsport? Oh, that was in South Williamsport.
yeah. And then like
was thinking
up
of Happy
at or where we went to Watson's first show, and like I laugh it off because I'm used to it. I'm like whatever. Like I don't take anything by it. Like it doesn't inherently like oh buddy let's go. But it's my thing is like.
It's ignorance.
Yeah, and it's just like, at what point, like, in your head, like, say if I went to you, and like, oh, you're just white.
I'll say yes,
Actually,
sir.
but, like,
I am
to
white.
be fair,
Yeah, it's just
I get this
irritating.
all the time. Everyone calls me Irish, and
You're Scottish.
No one's ever called you Irish.
Everyone calls
Well,
me
I mean,
Irish
I
all
thought
the
he was
time.
Irish. There's an Irish flag.
I get it.
That's a giveaway, though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Looking
But,
at this man,
no,
you
I
said-
get
you
I
say
get
he's
the
British.
leprechaun. I get the leprechaun thing all the
Right.
time.
Yeah.
I get it all the time. Like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, Irish leprechaun.
You're British.
But it's a little different. I don't know why it's different, but it is different because that's just like,
Okay.
oh, whatever.
Because, like, here's my thing. Not every person from an island nation or an island ethnicity is Samoan.
They might be.
Not every person who's big and brown is fucking Maui. Like, let's let it go. Let it go.
Do you have like a giant fishhook weapon?
Yes. Like, but let's.
You sort of look like the
Moana, where the fuck it is.
yeah.
I get it all the time.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson guy.
Yeah, but I get it all the
His
time.
name
I'm like,
Maui.
listen,
Oh, is that what it
people.
is?
I'm like, people, listen.
No,
I know
Island.
I know what you're trying to say. I get it. I get it. I get it. But it is annoying. And it's like -1 level racism.
Yeah.
And it's my thing is like, okay. So say if I told Watson he looked like a leprechaun every day, like it'd be the same thing.
It gets annoying as fuck.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, yes.
You're British.
But then it's just like, yes, okay, no, I won't do your child's party. It'll take more than $50, ma'am. Can I please just buy my fucking groceries?
What if they throw you a solid $250?
No. And at that point, we're on principle. But then it's just like,
Don't do that.
but it's just apparently chewing in front of Seth infuriates me too.
No, in front of the mic because you can hear it. You can hear the.
Love it.
These
But-
mics are very sensitive, Watson.
But again, so people, just because someone of an ethnic background looks like a certain someone, don't point it. They fucking know. Like they know.
You could be a pro wrestler though. Samoans are very highly regarded.
But I don't.
I'm sorry, Ben.
And we have case in point.
I thought of that as he was going on his long spiel.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but again, it just let it go, people. Let it go.
You know what made me really proud about that one night is like
Oh yeah, you told me.
My dad, I don't know if I told you this or not, Seth.
my dad's
Hardcore conservative.
About
He's
4
not
times.
racist, but he says things without thinking sometimes.
Yeah.
But my dad, he sees this all going on. He sees this guy that said this to Pedro, sees this guy staring at Pedro. And my dad told me the next day, he's like, I was watching him. Your Uncle Dave and I were watching him. We're going to fuck him up. And I'm like, oh? And he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, if he would have said one, and he didn't hear what that.
I got brand new knees,
But
motherfucker.
Yep, I got brand new knees. They're going in your fucking teeth. Titanium, motherfucker.
Shout out to Watson's dad. Toss us some
Oh
love.
my God. Toss us some love.
Yeah.
Right on your dad.
But he. All right.
Okay, fair point.
Point
made.
Maybe that's
Job,
not
buddy.
such a good thing anymore. But
We apologize.
but he
we
was like. He's like, I didn't even hear your third set because he was like watching that guy like a hawk, like waiting for him to do
Was
something
he staring at me that long?
for a while. Yeah,
God damn it.
Dad's like, I was waiting for him to do something. He's like, I was gonna smash his fucking face off that bar. Like my dad.
So,
my dad was like playing Watchdog.
so the immediate irrational anger runs in the family.
Oh yeah. That's a Thompson trait.
What do you think would happen to you?
Me?
Let's say I go to Egypt and I just destroy the Great Pyramid.
they'd fucking end you.
You think they would kill me?
Oh yeah, they'd probably kill you
You'd
before
rot.
doing that.
You would rot if they didn't kill you, you'd rot in an Egyptian prison, which
Yeah.
is not a good sight.
Can you imagine just someone like taking a pickaxe
We should probably just end.
and walking up to the Great Pyramid and just being like, ching,
Yeah.
ching.
Yeah. That wouldn't end well.
You'd probably get shot. You'd probably immediately get shot.
Let's go home.
Which I agree with, by the way.
home.
Don't fucking do that
Bring it home.
shit. Don't fuck that.
Bring it home, Seth.
Thanks for watching the Conspiracy and Whiskey podcast. Sorry you had to endure this last 30 minutes of racism and controversial opinions. Remember to like, subscribe.
That's what makes it fucking great, the melting pot. That's what we're here for.
America!
Fuck if they don't like it.
And remember, God bless America.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks, everybody. Sorry.